All right, so here I have some really nasty water that I mixed up for this lab. Okay, so in your table, you're going to have to describe that. So color and not see-through, right? Like super gross. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and pour some. Now, this is my filter that I made. I just have some activated charcoal in a scientific grade filter, and then there's a cotton ball in the bottom to hold it in there, make it interact a little bit longer. So I'm going to pour some of this gross water into my filter. And I'm going to let that filter through. And while that's filtering through, I'm going to use a little aquarium test strip to test the quality of this gross contaminated water. And then hopefully we'll get enough coming through my filter that I can test the quality of that without waiting too long on our video. Okay, so just going to take this little test strip. It's got little squares of chemicals on it, and I'm going to dip it all the way into the gross contaminated water, and then we're going to let it sit for 30 seconds, and then we're going to compare with the colors on the bottle to test things like alkalinity and nitrates and chlorine and all of that. Okay, so just going to take this, dip it all the way in, shake it a little, and then I'm going to let it sit for about 30 seconds, and then I will start the video again and I will show you the results. Okay, so now I'm back, and you can see that the water is dripping through my filter into the beaker, and I've got my test strip from my contaminated water here. I'm going to use it to tell you the different levels that you're going to record in your table. So if you haven't opened your table yet, make sure you load the lab and describe the contaminated water. So dark brown or black, I don't know how it appears in the video, and not see-through. Okay, and then we're going to go ahead and put the values of the 6 contaminants that we have in the data table there. And then you're going to compare it to your contaminant notes to figure out if those are safe levels of those chemicals. Okay, so our first contaminant is nitrate, or the first test that we're going to do is nitrate. And the value of the nitrate is 100. Okay, record that, 100 milligrams per liter, excuse me. And then nitrite is the second test, and the nitrite color code here ends up being 10. The nitrite is a 10. Okay, free chlorine is a 3. Free chlorine is a 3. Hardness, I'm going to say the hardness is at 50. pH is at 9, and alkalinity is at 360. Alkalinity is at 360. So that's the contaminated water test. And then as soon as I have enough dripping in here to do another test strip, we're going to go ahead and test the filtered water and see what the water quality is of the filtered water. Okay, we're also going to have to describe that filtered water, so just hang tight. I'm going to go grab a beaker to put my filter in, and then I'm going to show you what that filtered water looks like up close so you can get a better view. Okay, so I'm just going to take my filter out, put it into another beaker, put that aside. Okay, now if you look at the filtered water, let's see if I can get that somewhere where you can see it. Okay, so describe that. Hopefully you can tell that it's definitely clearer than it was. Clarity. Okay, it still has some brownish color to it, a little gold hue. Okay, but it's definitely more transparent. So that's an improvement visually. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and dip the test strip all the way into that water and give it a little shake. set it here for 30 seconds, and then I will come back. Okay, so our second round here, after we have filtered the water, we're going to look at our nitrate. I'm going to say the nitrate is now at 25. The nitrite is a 5. Free chlorine is 0. General hardness, I'm going to say is 0. pH, still a 9. And total alkalinity, I'm going to say 240. It's really hard as comparing these colors, but I'm going to say it's about 240. Okay? So those are the results. Use your water contaminant notes to decide whether those numbers are safe levels or not, and then answer all the questions about how that water quality changed.